In this video, I'll explain exactly what has happened to Liv that has never happened before and why it is so important to Liv Morgan. Even I, who has followed Liv Morgan's career for years, covering her and the WWE for some of the largest pro wrestling websites out there, could not have predicted this. Liv Morgan has gained a lot of popularity among management and her fan base in 2024. She has also developed a strong connection with them while she was sidelined by an injury in 2024. She has a falling out with Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. Both management and wrestling fans have been thinking a lot about her. That's fantastic news for Liv Morgan after Berlin and the Bash. Yes, she fell to Rhea Ripley and Damon Priest in a mixed team match that she and the powerful Mysterio were in. The good news is that Lorton has momentum going into Bad Blood on October 5th, as demonstrated by their recent impressive comeback on a Monday Night Raw episode. I don't think anyone could have predicted that a year or even 6 months ago. When I looked at Liv Morgan, I saw someone who has always been underutilized and someone that WWE never saw big potential in. But she has an undeniable connection with the fan base, including myself. She gets some of the best pops out of any star on the main roster right now, and I would put her up against any heel in WWE that is going strong right now, including a brand that has its world champion and Gunther. What is this thing that has never happened to Liv Morgan, though? Well, it all starts coming out of WrestleMania. She was slated to compete against Rhea Ripley for the Women's World title at WrestleMania, but Rhea Ripley gets hurt. Becky Lynch decides she's not going to stick around, and WWE needs to find a new top star. They choose Liv Morgan, who has, yes, achieved past success, including runs for the SmackDown Women's title and Women's Tag Team titles. But this is something that I never even thought could happen. What is that? Well, it's actually 2 parts, so you're going to get a 2-for-1 in this video. First, it shows Liv Morgan as a top star, something that nobody could have predicted a year or even 6 months ago. But WWE didn't have a choice and they decided to go with Liv Morgan and give her a chance. Second, she recently achieved a new milestone as the Women's World Champion, which WWE fans could have predicted she would have held the belt this long. Been placed in such a position, and ironically she's probably going to hold this title for much longer. Liv Morgan recently hit while this video was being recorded, so Liv Morgan on October 5th and heated Atlanta at Bad Blood. Being the Women's World Champion for 102 days is truly amazing. Why is that such an amazing feat? That is, after all, her longest stint as a WWE champion. Let's go back to her initial victory. Reign began on July 2, 2022, and it was a 98-day SmackDown Women's title tenure. It continued until August of, October 8, when she withdrew Money from the Bank on Ronda Rousey, hilariously losing it later. After that, we had to wait a few months, during which she shared the title of Women's Tattoo Champion with Raul Rodriguez for 39 days. It started on April 10th and lasted until September 19th. Not bad. The Nets title run was just a few months later and it did not last long whatsoever. Just over 2 weeks. At 16 days she won the women's tag team titles, ironically once again from Ronda Rousey, when it started on July 1st and it ended on July 17th, and of course May 25th was when Liv Morgan defeated Becky Lynch in Saudi Arabia, stunning the world and winning the Women's World Championship when she returned in January at the Royal Rumble after being gone for months. No one could have predicted that they were going to do such great things with Liv Morgan. In fact, when she returned she made it very clear that she was coming out and she was going to go on tour, and that tour was called a Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. She was going to go after Rhea Ripley and she was going to go through anyone and everyone who stood in her way, and she's done just like that. She has backed up what she has said at every turn in regards to what she plans to do, how she's going to execute it, and then she goes out there and does it. That includes getting her revenge on Rhea Ripley. Now ironically, Rhea Ripley is now trying to get her revenge on Liv Morgan. She was quote-unquote injured by Rhea Ripley last summer. Now ironically, it was an injury, but it was a legit injury in which she suffered previous to the attack angled by Rhea Ripley. Fast forward, she gets into a pretty notable and fun feud with Becky Lynch that mostly plays out on Monday Night Raw, while Rhea Ripley feuds with the likes of Nia Jax, including an Elimination Chamber main event in Austral. Now she then misses WrestleMania. Okay, grand plans, don't you think? And she was originally supposed to do a one-off with Rhea Ripley coming out of Mania, WrestleMania 40, in which Ripley retained the championship over Becky Lynch. A shocking move, in that I always predicted that Becky was going to win the championship. They're right, she was in contract talks with the company at the time. They want to sweeten the PO, they want to give her a little bit more money, secure a little bit more. Oh, here, by the way, here's a championship and we move on. But that didn't happen. In addition to keeping the title, Rhea Ripley planned to have a one-off with Liv Morgan. In a backstage section, she sprains her AC joint, which was heartbreaking, but they had to replace her with a new celebrity. They chose Liv Morgan, and they have positioned her as a top star. She has made magnificent and fruitful use of this momentum and opportunity as a top celebrity and a women's world champion. She has since developed one of the best programs within the organization. Bloodline, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and Liv Morgan. In my opinion, Rhea Ripley's control over Mysterio. I look forward to seeing what else WWE can do with Liv Morgan going forward, especially with this Rhea Ripley feud, her alliance with Dominic Mysterio, her now being part of Judgment Day, everything like that. But yeah, 2 days as women's world champion, you got to love it, you got to love it, you got to love it. Hey y'all, do me a favor. The implosion and reforming the Judgment Day have been the top 3 storylines in WWE since WrestleMania. Those 3 few nudes have lasted that long now. Obviously the bloodline has lasted a lot longer than that. We're going on 4 years, y'all. Press the notification icon to receive updates each time we add new wrestling videos to the channel. Press the like button. Tell me what you think of Liv Morgan's championship or in the comments section below, and I'll see you all in the next video. After 2 WrestleMania matches against his father Rey Mysterio, the WWE Hall of Famer Dirty Dominic Mysterio may be ready to put his father's legacy behind him. Nearly 2 years have passed since Mysterio turned his back on Mysterio. The conditions for a reunion of the Mysterio family were outlined by Dominic to Paul Rosenberg during Rosenberg Wrestling. Rey would have to publicly get on his knees in the middle of the ring, in front of me, take off his mask, unmask himself willingly, hand it to me like he's presenting it to me as some sort of offering, and declaring that I am the greatest Mysterio of all time. Dominic thinks, as he gives it to me, he will get down and bow to me, and I will take the mask and obviously just carry on the legacy as the greatest Mysterio that ever lived. Dominic's remarks were contested by Rosenberg, who said that Dom does not want things with Rey to improve because his request is excessive and unreasonable. Okay, maybe he doesn't have to bow at the end, but if he's still on his knees and unmasks, Dominic added, I'm already taller than him, so I don't need to be above him, but I want him to feel that much lower, and I want him to know how much superior I am than him. In a defensive move, Dominic also likened his early professional wrestling career to his father's. He has only been in the business for 4 years. Then he decided to add even more detail. I'm better looking, I'm better in the ring, my style's better, my fashion's better, my tattoos are better, my hair, he doesn't even have hair, my hair is better. Dominic mockingly reeled off, he sounds funny, which is why he doesn't talk. He has a tenfold Kermit the Frog voice.